Imagine Horror Network, the official horror stories channel.
Dr. James was a brilliant surgeon, a visionary on the edge of remarkable innovation. For years, he'd been researching and preparing for the most ambitious endeavor of his career, a human head transplant. His team had been painstakingly assembling a surgery facility unlike any other. Every detail had been meticulously planned and crafted to meet the demands of this incredible medical feat. Flawless precision would be required and lives were on the line. Meanwhile, the world was watching. Every detail of the project remained the subject of intense media scrutiny. There were fears that it wasn't ethical, and there were plenty of skeptics in the medical community. But these concerns weren't going to stop Dr. James. He was determined to make history and push the boundaries of modern science. After months of preparation, the team was finally ready. It was the big day. Dr. James was about to attempt the world's first head transplant. The patient, a 25-year-old man, was wheeled into the operating theater. He was unconscious and sedated. After numerous tests, they were as sure as they could be that no lasting damage would be caused. Dr. James made the first incision and the surgery was underway. Instruments and specialists moved with exceptional grace and efficiency, performing their roles flawlessly. As they worked, their confidence grew, knowing that after many years of dedication, the impossible could be achieved. Suddenly, something unpredictable happened. Without warning, the patient's body reacted violently to the procedure, sending his vital signs into a dangerously unstable state. Dr. James ordered the team to cease operations, but it was too late. The patient was on the brink of organ failure. In an act of desperation, Dr. James ordered his team to proceed with the head transplant, hoping it could possibly be the only way to save the man's life. The team moved with caution and focused entirely on the delicate process ahead. After a tense few minutes of meticulous effort, the team succeeded in reattaching the patient's head to a new body. As soon as the head was attached, the patient's vital signs returned to a normal state. The entire theater was filled with a deafening silence as they waited for the patient to awaken. After a few moments, he began to stir and slowly opened his eyes. The entire team broke into a huge round of tumultuous applause and celebration, but it was quickly silenced when the patient began screaming. The patient's brain had not adjusted to his new body, causing him immense pain and confusion. He was unable to control his new body, and the emotional trauma of the sudden change had sent him into a shock. The team worked quickly and efficiently to try and alleviate the patient's distress, but nothing seemed to work. For days, the patient remained in a state of constant emotional and physical suffering. In the end, Dr. James was forced to make the heartbreaking decision to euthanize the patient in order to end his suffering. The whole world was left in stunned silence. What should have been a groundbreaking moment had ended in tragedy. The experiment had failed, and the vision of a revolutionary head transplant remained unfulfilled. For years afterward, experts were left wondering if Dr. James' dream of the world's first successful head transplant would ever be realized.